Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Ryan with CityAngelsComics, and I got a request to do a review on Amazing Fantasy #1. I think the guy was a little shy to reach out. He did ask me if I'd do a review video, and I told him I wasn't planning on it, but I would do it upon his request, because I'm sure, as you YouTubers know, it's a little difficult sometimes to come up with topics of your own. So if somebody has a request, I'm more than glad to do it for them. But that's what this review is going to be on, Amazing Fantasy #1. But I just wanted to address the Superman review video. I had some time to think about that, and what I figured out was I was making jokes at the expense of Superman, and I was inconsiderate of what these characters could possibly mean to a lot of people. Superman could have got someone out of a dark place, or just stand for something greater than what I ever had considered. So I apologize for that. And you know, all these new characters coming out, you have Pride characters, Black characters, Asian characters, Spanish characters, and all those other types of characters, and they could stand for something greater than what I may even consider. So that's my thoughts on that. I do apologize, and I need to be more thoughtful of that in the future. This book is pretty much premised on characters. There's 3 characters in here, and it goes from their present day to how they transition and end up in the fantasy realm. And it starts with Captain America in 1943, I believe. I have this book on display, and then I have the old cover, just for me to kind of page through, because unlike some others, I have a pretty bad memory. So it starts off in 1943, World War II, and Captain America's on a ship with the Navy, and they're out on the ocean in the middle of the night, and next thing you know, the guys on the ship start to say that they see things out in the water that's not really there, so they start firing away. But it does come to one part here where next thing you know, the ship blows up and Captain America's in the water and he's drowning, and you can see the eyes of this big fish just kind of swallow him up, which was cool. But then that was it. You flip the page and I thought you'd see what this creature was, but that was the premise to the beginning of the story, and then you have the big Amazing Fantasy. And I do kind of like those beginnings where they give you a little tidbit, and it's almost like a show or a movie. They give you like a little teaser, and then Amazing Fantasy, right? So this is where it begins. So then you flip the page, and Cap kind of washes ashore, and he doesn't know how he got there. But then the giant lion here on the front cover shows up, and Cap's really not too sure what to make of him. Is he friend or is he foe? But then he notices you don't see it on there, but there's these scratches on his face, and Cap's like, well, I can only imagine what put those scars on your face. And just like that, this dragon shows up and picks the lion up, and Cap kind of whips his shield up there at him and hits the dragon, and that releases the lion, right? So very interesting. And then it skips to the next character, which is Natasha. And she's basically in this training school for the guy referred to them as spiderlings, but it's like a young girls training school, and Natasha's scrapping with another girl, and Natasha breaks her arm, I believe, or damages it one way or another. So Natasha ran and took that opportunity to escape while everybody was catering to the girl with the broken arm. So she escapes the facility. Then it shows her out and about, and it kind of looks like a little jailish. There's wire fences, there's guards, and she's kind of sneaking around in this black mask, black suit. And she gets out into the woods and has a run-in with what looks like the director of the school, and he says how disappointed he is that she got away. So he shoots her. And she's it looks like she's dead or slowly dying, and this Minotaur creature shows up and throws her on the back of his horse, and they ride off. So that's where it ends for her, and then it jumps ahead to Spider-Man. So now Spider-Man's fighting the Green Goblin, and Spider-Man's concerned that the Green Goblin's going to interfere or attack the crowds, right? So he does what he can to stop him, but Spider-Man falls to his death, but you don't know he died. It just kind of goes to the next page where he's woken up and he's in a cauldron surrounded by a bunch of like frogs. Tribal frogs is the best way to explain it, and they're cooking him up because they're gonna eat him. But then there's this attack by birds, tribal birds. So there's a fight between the frogs and the birds, and Spider-Man kind of uses that to escape while they're all distracted. But not so fast. So then one of the tribal birds, I guess one of the head members, knocks Spider-Man out with his club, and then it jumps back to Cap. So Captain, he's out there fighting these, looks like a snake, this giant oversized snake, and he sees this woman in distress, so he obviously runs off to help her, and it's either ogres or orcs, one of the two. It doesn't really explain what they are, but he fights them, saves the girl, and the girl's or woman, the woman's child shows up and basically explains like they're gonna come back. So it jumps to the next scene where the lion shows up, this guy here, and basically flies them off to safety. So all is well there. It's a very interesting book. So the lion flies off, then it goes back to Natasha. So Natasha's on the back of the Minotaur, she's awake, and you can see her and the Minotaur riding to this castle. And that's where the scene ends for her. And the previous scene with Cat flying off in the lion, that's where it ends for him. But then for Spider-Man, it shows that these bird creatures, which are actually humans wearing bird masks because they do take the mask off, and now Spider-Man's back at, the way it ends off, it's tribes. So Spider-Man's back at the bird tribe, and he is reunited with his Uncle Ben. So that's where it ends off. He's reunited with his Uncle Ben, and the next issue it just says tribes. So that has me thinking Cap's in a tribe, Natasha's also in this Minotaur tribe, and then Spider-Man's with the bird tribe. So that's where it lets off. I thought it was really good. The art was good. The storyline I think was good. The fantasy storylines I do typically enjoy. I was a big gamer as a kid growing up. Diablo, I really enjoyed Diablo and Final Fantasy and the rest of those games. But just going over the artists here and the writer, says the letter is Joe Sabino, and the cover artist is, I'm gonna butcher this, Kare Andrews, and the variant covers by Alex Horley, Kari Andrews, and Simon Bianchi. But you know, I don't know too many writers or artists, so that's just more or less helping me get familiar with these people, so I have a little bit more value to offer in the future. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to number 2. I do like the fantasy portion of it, and this is, like I said, the variant cover. If you picked it up, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it as well. If you're gonna grab number 2, or just saying hello, or ask me what I had for lunch. But that's all I got for today. So tomorrow or Thursday, new comic book day tomorrow, but either Wednesday or Thursday is when I get my videos out, depending on how busy my schedule is. But I'll be having that come out this week. So join in for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, see ya. The man that requested the video was CityAngelsComics, and you can find him on Instagram. I don't believe he has a YouTube video, but I'm also going to put his information down in the bottom. So if you wanted to go follow him on Instagram, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. He's a cool dude. We chat every now and then, and like I said, he did make this request, which was nice, and I was more than happy to do it for him. Even though he's like, no, you don't have to. I'll just wait for it to come out from this other guy. So I wanted to do that. Like I said, I do enjoy the requests because it's less that I have to think of myself to create content. So CityAngelsComics, this one's for you.